How to calculate the value of a property quickly. I'm Tim Diesel, commercial real estate consultant. Today I want to go through something that I go through every once in a while, but every time I get a question, I want to answer it a little bit in detail because I know if one person's answering it or asking it, everybody else is probably thinking what these guys are talking about. So I've got a video out right now. It's been out for a while, how to calculate multifamily property. And I pretty much said, take 50% of whatever the gross income is and divide that by the cap rate that you think you want, and it gets there quickly. And then a question came up of what if it's an office building? And what if it's retail? What if it's whatever? So what I want to do is give you guys kind of a quick formula or a quick way to identify different properties that you're looking into, right? So if a multifamily property, the expense ratio I like to use is 40 to 60%. So right around 50% is kind of what I tell everybody. That's how you should be able to factor in the cost of it. So let me go through real quick. And let's just say your gross income is 100 grand, just for easy math. You're going to take 50% right off for expenses, and your net's going to be about $50,000. And that's kind of how we're going to move forward to evaluate the property. Real quick, this is just general. This is not sitting down there analyzing it for an hour. This is just, do I want to make an offer on something? Do I not? Because one of my strategies, as you know, is to make a lot of offers, a lot of LOIs, letter of intents, a lot of them going out. And that's how you get the deals, right? We don't sit there and find one deal, a needle in a haystack, and we spend all our lives figuring out what it is. That's just not my strategy. It's not the method I would go with. Of course, this is my opinion. This is not the way to do everything. I'm just telling you guys, in my opinion, what I have found that works. And what works is a lot of volume. It works much better than trying to identify one deal that everybody else is targeting. So let's talk about medical office or an office building. An office building, I generally like to use 20 to 45%. In that little, I guess, delta margin area, depending on how old the building is, obviously plays into effect. What types of leases are in place, that all has to do with it too, right? We don't just go in there and we just roll dice. We see how old the building is. The building's only 5-6 years old, then the expenses are going to be on a little closer towards the 20%, right? If it's 50 years old, now you're going to know you're going to be a little closer to 45%. This is just an average idea of what the expenses look like, typically, from what I found. Another way, let's say it's a retail property, all right? Now, retail is a little tricky because sometimes you have a strip center, sometimes you have a big box type of thing. So let's break them both down. Typically 20 to 35% is what I have seen. It's actually 37%, but let's just round everything off, and it's a little closer to 17%. But I want to give you guys just a general something to look forward to, right? So if you're seeing a property that's 30 years old, expenses are going to be a little more because of maintenance and repairs and all that other stuff. A newer property, no, a little bit less. And this all has to do with the leases also. If you have triple net leases, your expenses are not going to be the same as if you had gross leases. Okay? On a big box type of thing where you have maybe a Best Buy or a Home Depot or something that big. Now, most of us don't have those, but it's typically about 10, maybe 12% on expenses. So kind of keep an eye on something like that. Industrial, somewhere around 10 or 15%, because you usually only have one tenant. It could be an absolute net lease. So really kind of depends on what type of property you're identifying or you're locating. The easiest way to do anything is to simplify it, right? So let's say you're looking at a property, no matter what it is. Let's just say it's $1 million. And you know, after you're looking at the profit and loss and you're kind of seeing their numbers, they're trailing 12, whatever you want to use, you kind of think, okay, well, the expenses here, they're about 35%. And we're just picking a number on any property, it doesn't even matter. Rather than you going through line by line and saying, well, there's no property management, well, there's no whatever, trash collection, whatever it is. This is just a quick way for you to tally up everything. We get into the fine, detailed analysis later. This is just, okay, I see a property, it's a 20-unit building, let's say it makes, I don't know, X amount of dollars, $200,000 a year. I want to come in at this number. This is all what this is. So I don't want you guys to think this is how we determine the value and how we get the final appraisal. This has nothing to do with that. This is just, I'm sending out an offer every week. This is kind of in line with what I want to do. So I hope that was helpful. Also, keep in mind, on my website, I have a toolbox for everyone to use. And if there's anything you guys want me to add on there, definitely send me a note, let me know, and I'll update that regularly. It doesn't cost you guys anything, just get on there and see what you guys want. Anything else I can help you with, please let me know. Thank you.